Hello and welcome. In my last video I showed you how to travel with the night train from Yokohama to Yonago in Tottori. And this is part 2 of our travel to Tottori. We are going to Kurayoshi, to the White House storehouses, and to the sand dunes in Tottori. This is beginning of July 2020, by the way. It's still COVID-19 going on. We are allowed in Japan to travel since the 19th of June domestically. And it's also a business trip for us, but at the same time we are doing some sightseeing, what you can do during this time. So it's raining a lot because it's also the rainy season all together. And we are going to Izumo Taisha Shrine. This is one of the oldest shrines here in Japan. Many believe this shrine is even predating the Izakaya Shrine. In fact, they don't really know how old this shrine is because there are no written testimony when this shrine was founded. It's directly connected to Amaterasu. She gave the Izumo Taisha shrine to the god Okuni Nushi as a thank you because he granted land to Ninigi no Mikoto, the grandson of the sun goddess. Actually, this shrine is not in Tottori, this shrine is in Shimane, but since Yonago is in close proximity to Shimane, we decided to visit Izumo Taisha shrine. We had a rental car, so I'm walking you quickly through what we did. When you arrive at Yonago train station, first of all, it's a huge square and we couldn't find immediately a breakfast restaurant. You would assume with a night train going to Yonago that there is a restaurant catering to travelers for breakfast, but no. So the first thing what we did, we went to Toyota rental car and picked up our car. And then, this is a really cool tip I think, we searched for Komeda Cafe. This is a Japanese cafe which is basically Japanese style cafe, how they imagine it is in the Western world. The coffee is really good, at least I like the coffee. And food, yes, it's also not that bad. I definitely like the donut with the cream. But we had breakfast there. And after that, we went into the direction to Kurayoshi. Kurayoshi is also famous for whiskey. And my husband loves to drink whiskey and we bought whiskey there. These are the prices, if you can see this here. A stroll along the White Wall Warehouses in Kurayoshi. This is the statue of the 53rd Yokozuna, Kotosakura Masakatsu. He was born in Kurayoshi on November 26, 1940. And he had a famous appearance in the 1967 James Bond film You Only Live Twice. After we visited the Kurayoshi White House storehouses, we decided to go to the sand dunes in Tottori, and hardly any tourists were there. We are here at Tottori at the sand dunes. I lived for 3 years in Dubai, and this looks exactly like Dubai, except maybe the little green patches between it. At the visitor center there is a small museum explaining the origin of the sand. It's quite interesting, and here you can feel the sand. Here you can put different kind of sand under the microscope.
The new sand,
other places, more far place.
so.
Here, not
Oh,
not
wow.
crack because
We found a restaurant. The food was good. Of course, you have to disinfect your hands, wear face mask, and all these things. After the sand dunes, we headed back to Yonago. To Izakaya, where my husband has been very, very often before, because he's going also on business trip to this area. Yeah, the food was good, as you can see here. Yeah, and then we headed to our hotel, Anna Crown Plaza, which is a good hotel. They have also restaurants, but the restaurants were the problem that all places were reserved. And the next morning, usually you have buffet, but because of COVID-19, there are no more buffets. So they provide everything for you, which looks in a kaiseki style, I would say. And it was served in a ballroom. They had fans standing around. I was very uncomfortable in this ballroom. I really absolutely didn't like it. The next day we were in the cafe, which had windows and everything, which was much more comfortable. And again, of course, all the breakfast was already prepared on your tray and you couldn't get a second serving. There was no buffet. And on the second day we went then to Izumo Taisha. I am very impressed. We walked around a huge area, by the way. You can do it in half a day, but I would use a whole day. Close to the car park was a soba restaurant, and I loved the food there. It was soba with tempura, and after that we had this hot, sweet bean dessert, which this region is famous for, soba ball sensai. So this is very sweet, and you can see the little black one. This is kombu, salted kombu. So if you eat a little bit from the kombu and then try the red bean soup again, or what it is more sweet. So yeah, it's an experience to eat it. Well, after the lunch, we went then to Izumo Taisha Shrine, one of the biggest Shimenawa I have ever seen. And I think it's also the biggest in Japan. There is nothing bigger than that. Yeah, so I can't tell you really which was the main shrine, and it's a huge area. And we went then to the side, because you have basically the main entrance, and you go to the side, there is a smaller entrance, or you go more to the park area and there's another entrance, and you can walk around. You cannot go inside. Basically you are inside, but there is a main shrine surrounded by another wall, and this architectural style called Taisha Tsukuri main shrine with the attached buildings were designed National Treasure of Japan in 1952, and you cannot enter it. After that we went to the Shimane Museum of Ancient History, and there you can find a reconstruction model of the ancient Izumo Taisha Honden, based off remains of old pillars found on the site. Very impressive, very interesting. I highly recommend to go to this museum. I could have stayed longer, but for my husband, how it is, he was hungry. So we went back to Yonago and then went to a different izakaya. Yeah. And here is an overview of our spending during our time. How much was the night train, rental car, and accommodation. Our flight was bought by Skycoms. I hope you liked this video and got inspired what you can do here in Japan, and enjoy your stay in Japan, or your domestic travel while you're now in Japan. Or if you can't travel, at least you see a little bit of Japan. I hope you like it. So I see you next Thursday again. Bye!